What's up, guys? Here I have our brand new, just in, Spartan Urban Warrior jetter. Nice, very nice stuff. Here is the old one. They look exactly the same, but they have actually changed a few things, and I am going to go through them one by one in this video. So this would be Raymond's truck, and it's a huge truck. As you can see, it's a ProMaster van 3500 extended, and no problems with it really. The truck is just kind of large for the area, our service area. It's a nice truck, and as you can see, got tons of room. Let me show you inside. Okay, so Raymond has it somewhat organized, and what I like about this machine is that, you know, you have a 19 gallon a minute, 3000 psi, and you know, inside the truck, and you still got some real estate to put more tools in. Now the difference with this truck, just carries a lot more stuff, because we do plumbing here. Sometimes we do a water heater or pumps and things like that, but we're not going to be doing those things anymore. We're going to be doing drain cleaning, or well, this new truck is going to be doing strictly, you know, just drain cleaning. So basically what, turn the lights on, there we go, that's a nice LED lighting. So what I'm gonna have to get on this new truck now will be the Spartan machine, that camera, the flex shaft, a reel, the small camera with the reel also, and the shaft bag. Those are the biggest things that are gonna go in this van. These vans are gonna have an electric jet, or you know, any other bunch of things that we're not gonna be using for this new truck. So just gonna show you over here. All right, so I'm gonna do my best here trying to explain the pros and cons of this jetting machine. Okay, so one of the problems I had with this jetting machine was over here. Let me take these out. Okay. So the alternator went, and actually, you know, Patrick, which is my Spartan Tools representative out of New York, he was here the next day with another machine exactly like this, took the alternator out and put it on my machine. And you know, that's what I like about this company so far. The service is pretty good, and you know, I like service. That's great. I know there are better jetters out there, like for example Mangoose and everything else. I have a friend that says Mangoose customer service sucks, you know, and that's a big deal for me, you know. The one problem I had, it was this muffler here. It gets really hot, and it was way too close. As you can see right there, I hope you can see it, that this connection here is starting to melt, you know, and that was a fault which I think they fixed. So let's hope they did fix it. Again, I haven't even gone through the machine yet. The other problem was this button right here. This is the release button. This is supposed to go in there with like a green square button, and you push this and it releases. You can move the reel forward, and then it releases that. You know, the guy told me that, yeah, that always breaks, but you know, that button there, it's not really a big deal. So let's see what other problems I have with this machine. Was the antenna. Actually, that's not actually a fault with the machine. It was just that, you know, when we put it through the roof, and you know, the van being so high, probably on the parking lot or something, it just ripped it right off. So we have to go back to the standard antenna on that control box over here. Here it is. That's the antenna right there. And the antifreeze system, which I don't see in the other van, so I'm gonna have to call Patrick and see what happened there. All right, so I don't know. Oh well, yeah. The third problem here was this muffler, and I think they did the same thing with this machine, but the muffler, which is down here, right there. You know, if you're parked on dry grass or anything that's dry, if you park a truck and you're running the jetter long enough, it'll catch on fire. So you have to be very careful where you park. If you're parking on a grassy area, you have to be really careful, because you are, like me for example, I like to run one guy per truck. If the job is really tough, then I can go ahead and put two guys on one truck. But you could be inside where the clean out is with your remote control, jetting your line like nothing's going on, and your truck could be outside on fire, and you know, you just don't know. So that's one thing I encourage you drain cleaners to watch when you have this unit. And there's really no other way to, because I don't know, if you could route the muffler to come this way, that's fine. But then fumes may go inside the truck. If you have it come out of the side, somebody may lean against it and get burned. So I see why the best is just to bring it, you know, down straight to the floor. You just gotta watch where you park, that's all. Also, if you have like a hose running across this hose right here, I had this hose down and went this way because I don't know, the spigot happened to be in that one, and it actually melted the hose. So it's a lot of heat coming down that that small pipe. So just watch where you park, make sure there's nothing in that area that could melt. Now here, as you can see, comparison down, this van is way much higher, as you can see, and it may be a little problem for us just because of the snakes that we carry inside. But let me take a look down here. Wow, okay, so the muffler here is going on a 45 and it's much larger. It's a 2-inch. How cool. Almost next to the other one. All right, so that's really nice. All right, so here is, just by looking, what I've noticed that has changed. First thing I looked at is the remote. This is way different. I don't know what these lights mean. I guess the RPMs, but in comparison to this, right, it's way nicer. It's the old remote, this is a new remote. Haven't used it yet. I don't know if this is it could be the reps. I don't know. Like I said, this van we just got it installed. I haven't even gone through it. Yeah, oh what? This one. Okay. All right. Okay, so everything else is pretty much the same here. Oh, there's a green button I was telling you about that's missing on the other machine. Probably, in about 2 weeks, that button will probably be broken. All right, so the hose. That is one thing that there's one thing I like about this hose is that you can get 500 feet of this hose in here, no problem. Look how much left you have. But it's very soft. What happens is, because it's very soft, it only gets hard when you put pressure on, right? So if you're out on a far run, let's say if you are 200 feet or more, you know what it's like to bring 200 feet or let's say 250 feet of hose with the jetter on. It's, you know, it's gonna be tough, right? So what happens is you go ahead and turn the jetter off and you're trying to bring this hose back. This being soft, it holds against the elbows. If the line has elbows, this will hold. It will be just a lot harder to take it out. really hard to take out. If you're out on a far, you know, let's say you're 300 feet out, it's gonna, and the line has more than 2 or 3 elbows, you're gonna have a hard time getting this hose back. So, and I will not use the hydraulic to do that. I mean, I will just use the hydraulic just to spin the reel and that's it. But I don't trust using the hydraulic for bringing, you know, a jetter on, you know, and then at the same time it is just tough. So this is what I decided to go with. It's a Piranha hose, stiffer. As you can see, you really have to be careful putting it back as it comes back. You really have to be really, it's got to be spooled really nicely in order for it to fit. You can see that it's almost touching here already because it's a thicker hose. And this is not even 500 feet. I think this is about 380 feet. We have cut this thing twice already. So there you go. That's one of the things. And the good thing about this hose is that if you use the mold nozzle, I told you about the mold nozzle on my other video, so check that video out. You can push this hose really far, almost 80 feet, without having to turn on the jet, and you can clear a blockage if you know, just with your jet. If you have a full clean out, you can go ahead and just get the mold nozzle all the way to the blockage, turn it right on, and it will be an instant unclog right there with no mess in the basement. So that's my take on the hose. The programming seems to be the same. This is all very familiar with the other one, pretty much the same. I have noticed the new gas cap. This is different, okay? And yeah, that's different. Everything in here looks all the same. All right, so this is a cool thing. Now, the antenna, it's with a magnet. So you can go ahead and put the antenna anywhere you want. You can go ahead and put it outside. That's really cool. I like that. Right now it's over here somewhere, but if you lose range, you can go ahead and move that antenna. That's cool. I like that feature. Let's see what else. Here are the nozzles. This thing comes standard, I think, with a Warhog. Let me put this better. Okay. Let's use this in here. Grab to read. This thing. Penetrator. Ram. Flusher. The Legend. Maintenance. Nozzle cleaner. Very nice and neat. Alright. Standard gun. You can regulate here if you want 0 degrees or full open. Okay, I really don't see anything else. Okay, now my antifreeze system is missing out of here. I don't know. I have to call Patrick and see what happened there. The one thing I'm seeing here, as you can see this hose over here, I don't know, but it looks like it has some antifreeze. I'm not sure if you can see that it's pink. I don't see the discharge in this van. That's one thing missing here. I don't know how am I supposed to empty this machine. I guess they want me to do it through here with a pipe. I don't know. I kind of liked the other way, but what happens if I connect the hose here and I'm filling up the machine and I'm inside the house and then it overfills? Could they have put a fill valve inside the tank? That would be cool, because as if you can see here, there's my discharge line. Comes all the way right over there, and when it gets full, water will start coming down this pipe and down. We made a hole, and it will just come down right there. And that was all right, but now I'm wondering if this thing had a fill valve. That would be nice, especially where I live. I live in New Jersey, and anyone that sees any type of fluid coming out of a vehicle into the ground, even if it's next to a dead body, people will lose their minds. That's how it is around here. So it was never a good look when water was coming down the floor and then other people was looking at. Now here, how do you turn on these lights? All right, here we go. Now here's all the real estate we have to fit all the other stuff. It's gonna be tight, but we'll make it work. It looks like I can stick a pipe right over here for small pieces, long pieces, or maybe over that corner. It looks like I can do that. And well, one of the problems here that we may have with this van is that it's way too high. And the problem with that is when you're doing the snakes, the drum snakes, you got to get them up here. Let's put this here. All right, so when you got the snakes right here, you know, it's easy to get them down, but in order to get them back up, you're either going to have to bend your knees, because the what do you call the rollers, which is makes for the stairs, are not going to be touching the edge. So you're either going to have to, I don't know, you're going to have to try that. Now this is a Transit, it's not a ProMaster. The ProMaster is a front wheel drive, so there is no differential or shaft going across the bottom of the car. That's why this is higher. What else? Oh, let me also show you this. They install what is, I don't know, it looks like an inducer fan. I'm not really sure what that is. It is definitely a fan they put on the muffler. So some kind of problems that we're having with this muffler getting too hot, because it does get hot. Now let's see if they fixed. Oh, this is locked. I gotta go get the key. Let's take a look in here. I wonder if they fixed that. They did put a plate on it. They did put a plate separating the wires and that hot header over there. So I guess they knew about the problem and they fixed it, which is great, you know. These machines are awesome. I like them. A lot of people like to do trailer jets, and I agree. I mean, they're better jetters as far as you know, they can carry more water. But the problem is with me is like me running and hiring new people. It's just something else they got to be trained on. You know, not everybody can drive a jetter, a trailer, especially where we are at, you know, New York City, Hoboken, Jersey City, when parking is just doesn't exist, you know. And that's why we decided to change to this small unit, small truck. I'll show you the comparison of the two. These are way nicer truck, by the way. This is a 2021 Transit 250. And look at that. And then you look at this building right here. You know, even this was tough to park. You know, it is tough to park in New York City or Hoboken, those areas. So the only thing that I will probably need to do to this truck is, let me just close this. The machine has no water right now. It's empty, and the truck kind of felt it a little bit. It's not as high as I remember anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill up the machine with water and see how low it gets. I'm probably gonna have to add 2 sleeves to it, which is not a big deal, you know. Should have enough braking power, which is my main concern. Now you want this vehicle to stop with a full jetter. It's got, I believe, 280 gallons, which make 160 gallons here. Don't quote me on that. I think they're 280 gallons. So that's about it. I'm gonna go ahead now and put everything, all I need here as far as tubular, Franco couplings, you know, all that stuff you as a drain cleaner need to carry. But the main things here is going to be finding space for the camera, shop vac, locating machine, drills and ink pack and things like that. I can have them over there laid out. That's okay. I'll probably do a video on that later. And that's it. Let me know what you think at the comments below. Talk to you later.